This week, MIT put out a study that around 12% of jobs can currently be replaced by AI. But if you look deeper into it, the number is really closer to about 2%. What I really think is happening right here is companies are shifting their spend to save money amidst the uncertainty. I don't believe the replacement has actually started to happen yet. One of the reasons that I don't believe the replacement has really started to happen yet is if you look at the historic unemployment rates of young people over time. So if you look here, here's the historic unemployment rate going back to 1948. As you can see, it pretty much stays steady with some rises, but mainly in that 10% or higher range. And right now we're relatively low. So when you flip this to 2025, you already start at 9%. But as you see what's going on here, around this time, or around April, we started to see the tariffs come into place. Of course, we had better versions of AI come in and all the language models. But as you see towards the end of this year, we were near that 10%, which is likely a recession, in my opinion. So one of the things that I don't think many people understand with corporate accounting is that you usually shift your money from one area to pay for a new investment. So with the mass layoffs that we're seeing in tech, a lot of that is likely to be supporting buying the chips and the data centers that they are investing in. When it comes to young people, I think it's partly due to uncertainty, right? Because training a new employee takes a lot more resources. So you put more on the existing pool, which normally would likely hand it off to younger people to train and get their skills up. So I think eventually that will return, but as of right now, because of tariff uncertainty, because AI gives companies a chance to sort of shift some of that workload over, I think companies are just putting more on existing employees, which likely will burn out and likely leave the workforce eventually. We all know that billionaires are terrible at choosing the next technology. We saw that with the metaverse. So I think as we work through AI, we still have to understand use cases. So in the case of ChatGPT, right now a lot of people are using that as Google. And we also know that people in the workforce, at least anecdotally from what I've observed, is that my coworkers would avoid using ChatGPT or Copilot because they didn't want to train their replacement. Going back to the crux of this whole thing is I don't think, again, these layoffs and the lack of young people hiring is because AI is replacing jobs yet. I think it's just companies trying to figure out how much they need to spend on AI. But I do think the next round of layoffs that come are likely going to be due to a recession once the Fed and others officially announce that we're in one. Now, if you're worried about losing your job or you can't find work right now and you think it's because of AI, the best thing that you can do is contact your elected officials. Right now, that is the only protection that we can look to put in place because replacing us is what these insane AI stock valuations are based on. Your voice still matters. We can help make a difference here by putting it to our elected officials and letting them know that we will not stand and sit by as they replace us.